If you're planning to cover your journey towards an 8-figure salary alone, then probably that's not the right approach. In reality, you will have to build a support network, a network of people who will help you in reaching towards your goal faster, in reaching towards the Crore Club. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the complete process through which you can build this network. So watch this video till the end because there are some very important inputs which are going to come your way. My name is Anjani Kuumar and I am your friend, philosopher and guide in your journey towards an 8-figure salary. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, do subscribe it and share this video with your family and friends so that our network can grow. And if you have any questions, if you want to ask anything about this whole journey or towards anything in your life and career, do drop a comment in the comment section below and I will reply to that. So let's start this video. Today we are going to cover the third point of our 5-point action plan to reach an 8-figure salary, to earn 1 crore per annum. And if you would remember, in this part of the action plan, I had told you that you need to create a list of people in your organization who could have some impact in deciding your promotion increments, your salary increments, any sort of thing which could have an impact on the kind of money that you earn in the organization. So I had told you to create that list. And if you also remember, I had told you that this list could be of 10 to 25 people. Now, let's try to understand the fundamentals. Why did I tell you to create this list? Because first we'll cover the fundamentals and then I will tell you how to actually operationalize this part of your action plan. Now, what I want to tell you is, in any organization, decisions like salary increments, role enhancement, promotions, these are not decided by just one person. It's a group of people who take these kind of decisions. And that's why it's very important for you to know that in your organization, who are these people who take these kind of decisions? Because unless you know who are the people who would have some impact on finally how much money you earn, how are you going to influence their decision making? It is not about just doing good work. It's also about doing good work and letting the right people know that you are doing good work. Because in organizational setup, there are a lot of factors which come into the picture when your promotion or salary increments are getting decided. And that's why it's critical for you to know that who are those people who need to know what you are doing so that they take the right decisions for you, they take favorable decisions for you. So that's why this list becomes extremely important in your overall scheme of things. Now, it's not easy to know who are these people. Obviously, all of us would know that one such person would be our boss. But there could be many more people who sit in these committees which finally take these decisions. So typically, when you are making this list, you start with your boss and then go upwards. It's not about your peers or your subordinates, because ultimately, these are the senior people, people who are sitting at the top who take these kind of decisions. And that's why you have to understand very carefully that apart from your boss, boss's boss, who are the other people who finally sit together and take these decisions. Now, a natural choice would definitely be your boss, your boss's boss, your HR head, and then some of the other people who could be a part of these committees. So it's very important for you to figure out who are these people. And depending upon the size of your organization, the number could vary from 10 to 25, because that's the kind of ideal number which you can think of influencing, of letting them know what kind of work you are doing and how they should have this thing at the top of their mind when they're taking any decisions about you. Now, some of you might find making this list very difficult, but let me tell you, this is one part of the action plan which has the maximum impact on deciding where you finally reach in your career in terms of salary growth. So take it very seriously. Don't get into this mindset saying, I am here to do a good job. And then it is up to the organization to decide how much money they want to pay, whether they want to promote me or not, whether they want to enhance my role or not. No, it's equally your responsibility also to ensure that you get what you deserve. And by making this list, by influencing these people who take career decisions, you are playing your part in ensuring that your journey towards the Crore Club, towards an 8-figure salary gets completed in time. So take it very seriously. Now, once you have completed this list, once you have all the names, if you remember, I had also told you that you need to divide them into 4 categories. But before I come to that, one more thing I want to point out, that in the previous 2 videos, we have been doing our analysis basis where exactly you are in your career. So we had 3 buckets, 0 to 3 years, 4 to 10 years, and 10 years plus. Now, in this particular case, I'm not going to talk about these 3 buckets separately, because in general, the approach has to be the same. While I also must tell you that it is more difficult for people in the initial buckets, that is 0 to 3 years and probably 4 to 10 years also, to build that list, because you will have limited information about your organization. But if you start early, you will have more advantage over others. So that's why the rules would apply equally to all the 3 buckets. So I'm not going to differentiate the implementation approach in 3 buckets. Rather, I would talk about a generic approach which would be applicable for all the buckets. So now let's talk about the 4 categories that I had spoken about earlier. Category 1, people who know you and who know what kind of work you are doing. Now, this is the most favorable group. This is the most critical part of your network that you have already built. And obviously, one person of this network would be your boss, because he or she would know what you are doing and how well you are doing. But sometimes what also happens that in larger teams, probably the boss would not have the complete idea. So you need to ensure that all the right information is reaching your boss as well. But this is your favorable group. So try to work very closely with this group. Try to pass on all the right information to them, which could come in handy. And since they know you, probably the receptivity would be much, much higher. So work with them very closely. Give them information about your achievement on a regular basis so that they have enough data about you when they are sitting to take any career decision about you. So working with this group is much easier compared to other 3 groups about which I am going to talk about. The second group of people are those who at least know your name and a little bit about what you do. So at least there is some amount of knowledge that they have about you. But you need to work a little more closely with them and make some effort to get known in a better way, to pass on more information, to interact more regularly with them. That's what should be your approach, because they have limited data about you. Yes, probably they could be neutral when some decision is taken about your career, but you need to pass on more information to them. You need to give more data to them so that they slowly convert, probably equivalent to the first group in that range, where they also start talking positively about you. So that's your objective, because this group is neutral. It's your duty to convert that group, its approach towards you, and make it positive towards you rather than keeping them in neutral zone. So you have to ensure that you interact with them more regularly, and it has to be a deliberate effort. You have to ensure that you identify these people, find opportunities to meet them, find opportunities to talk about your achievements so that they move from a neutral to positive zone. The third group is going to be the difficult one. People who have some negative views about you, maybe because of some past incident, some data which they have, which has made them think negatively towards you. Now, the problem is these are the people who can harm you a lot, because in a group environment, when people are discussing about your promotion, your salary increment, one negative comment can really ruin your chances. So that's why it's extremely critical that you work on this group, give it your maximum time so that this whole negativity at least moves to a neutral zone. It is critical for you to understand the reason behind they having any negative thoughts about you. You need to really figure out the core reason because of which this kind of view has got formed, and slowly work towards eliminating that view and ensuring that they at least move to a neutral zone. At least they remain quiet when some discussion about your career, your salary increments, about your promotions are getting discussed. Because if they open their mouth, if they put even a single negative comment, it will really impact your journey badly. So work very closely with this group. First, identify the reason why they have this negative view, and then work towards eliminating that negative view and turning that into probably at least a neutral view about you, so that in general, at least they remain quiet when any discussion about you is happening. That's very critical. And especially people who are in the 10 plus years bucket, I think it's all the more important, because down the line, probably the discussions are limited. But when you are moving towards the top, then even a single negative comment can really ruin your chances. So that's why this group is the most crucial one with whom you need to work and ensure that their outlook towards you changes as quickly as possible. And finally, the last group of people who don't know you. Now that's also not good, because if you want to grow in your life, if you want to reach the top, key people should know you. So at least the good part here is that there's no information about you. So you have an opportunity to only pass on the positive information about you to them. So that's why at least bring them up to speed on who you are, what do you do, and what are some of your key achievements at least for the past 6 months. That is the kind of interaction which is required, because otherwise these people would be uninterested when some conversation about you is happening, because they would say, okay, we don't know this person, so we have nothing to comment. That's also not good, because at least they should say, okay, I have heard about this person and the person is doing a good job, and at least there are these couple of achievements which we have heard of. So it is your duty to ensure that these people have some at least basic information about you, about your achievements, who you are, what you do, and for what reasons you stand out. So that's your job to complete as far as this group is concerned. Now you would have realized that now things are becoming difficult. This action plan is not easy. Now obviously in the previous parts of the action plan, you have collected a lot of data, but this is purely implementation focused. This part of the action plan is all about ensuring how well you are able to grow your support network. Now, this is so crucial to the success of your final action plan towards your journey in reaching that Crore Club, that you need to take each aspect of it very seriously, work on it, and ensure that the 4 groups that I have spoken about and the action agenda that I have given you needs to be implemented properly, so that each of these groups, the influencer groups, at least turn positive or neutral towards you. And whenever there is a conversation happening around your promotion increments, around your normal salary increments, around your role enhancement, they in some way or other influence it positively. Now this is a continuous process on which you have to keep working. Now many of you would wonder that if you have to do so much work in creating this support network, it will take a lot of time. Yes, it will take a lot of time, and you need to give it all the time, because it's so critical to decide your success. And if you don't give it proper time, then finally it will not be able to impact your journey positively. So that's why it's my submission to all of you that take this point of your action agenda, of your 5-point action plan very seriously and work on it. Start working on it today. So if you have liked the contents of this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with family and friends. And if you have any comments, any questions, any suggestions, put them in the comment box and I'll answer them personally. I'll see you in the next video where we'll talk about the 4th point of our 5-point action plan. See you there. Thank you.